Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Let's talk about Verizon. A strong fourth quarter is powering Verizon right now. Shares higher to the tune of about 0.9%. The company reported numbers this morning that beat analyst estimates. Also saw strong gains in new mobile phone and broadband customers. Let's break it all down, the quarter that was and the future, with Hans Vestberg. He is Verizon Chairman and CEO, joining us now. Hans, great to have you with us. Let's go to subscribers, because you reported a net gain of 568,000 monthly phone subscribers. The expectation had been for below 500,000. So from where you're sitting, where do you think that those gains are coming from?
So I think, first of all, we have a great offering. We had a very strong quarter, both financially and operationally. We added actually 1 million new postpaid customers on broadband and wireless together. And as you rightfully said, on the wireless side, 568,000. Very strong quarter. We have great offerings in the market. We have the best network that is supporting that. And we have gradually improved now over 5-6 quarters, sequential improvement, both operationally and financially. So we not only had a great operational quarter, but we also continue to expand our margins, and our cash flow for the full year was $19.8 billion. So very strong financials with a really solid growth on customers as well. So I think the products resonate with the market today more than ever. I mean, you cannot work, live, play without mobility and broadband. And I think we are meeting that as the largest carrier in the country.
You know, in addition to earnings, you also announced a new AI initiative as well. And how do you feel about the customers that you're bringing on when it comes to AI Connect? Because is this something that you believe will be a significant growth driver?
Yeah, definitely. But think about this. I mean, today, the majority of Gen AI is large language models being developed in enormous large data centers. When that's going to be applications for enterprises to use, they're going to go further out in the network, both for the transport cost, for privacy, security, latency. We have already those assets. We have compute, we have storage, we have cooling, we have power. We already have that in our system that we can host. And we already now have customers like Google, Meta, that is using our network for their AI work, you know. So this is just the start of it, and the second phase is going to be way out in the network. And then Verizon, which have fiber across the whole country, have also space and cooling, and as well as power. We have a lot of power that we can resell as well. So all that is creating a new business for us on existing assets that we don't need to develop. They're already there. So it's a great opportunity with the big announcements of Gen AI and data centers in the country, and US is the leader here and will be the winner on Gen AI. I think we're in a great position to be part of that.
Well, Hans, corporate spend is the theme of the morning, of course, with that big announcement from Meta. When it comes to this opportunity that you see in AI and your ambition to be the leader when it comes to Gen AI, how much are you willing to devote of CapEx to that goal?
So, as I said, the majority of what we have, we already have done it. We've already deployed one fiber strategy. So we have fiber going around across the country, close to data centers, close to all the enterprises. We already have space. We have capacity of power that we can reuse. So much what we have is already invested. So we think about the second part of Gen AI when the large language models are already developed, and you need to be closer to the user, the company, the enterprise, or whatever it might be. And they were well positioned. We already have revenues from it today. We had in the fourth quarter, even though we're small, we're now ramping that up. And that's why we announced today AI Connect, which is our product and solution for this.
I'm also just curious about regular way internet, because if you look at the internet subscribers that you brought on, the rise, or it was a decline from a year ago, but it was more than what analysts expected. And so what does that mean about the prospects of the people you are bringing on and what it means for the upcoming quarters?
So I think that our broadband strategy that we laid out in the third quarter is really resonating with the market. We have two great products. We have the fiber product called Fios, which is I would say the highest quality fiber product in the market. We have great success with that. We added 50,000 new customers in the quarter. Then we have fixed wireless access, which is a totally different model where you self-install, you have great performance, high customer satisfaction. We added more than 370,000 of of those in the quarter. So all that product is going into next year and or 25, we're already in next year, to fortify that. And then we have our pending acquisition of Frontier that is adding even more fiber customers. So our broadband strategy is clear. We're taking share at the moment, and we think we can continue to do that into 25.
Let's talk about the share price a little bit, because I'm taking a look over the past 5 years, and I see Verizon shares down about 13% on a total return basis. Hopefully we'll have that chart up. And I want to ask, Hans, I mean, what do you think that investors are missing when it comes to your story? And why are we seeing this sort of sideways chop when it comes to your shares?
I think if you look at our share price, I mean, it's always a lot of different combinations. I think we, of course, invested heavily in the 5G and in Spectrum, and we took on a lot of debt during the Spectrum acquisitions in 2019. Now we're working that down. We're almost down to our debt leverage of 2.25 on net debt to EBITDA. So we are actually paying that down. So I think that our capital allocation has been heavy to build our network, and now getting leverage on that. And that's what you see, and that's, I hope, what our shareholders will see, that growth trajectory can continue and we get leverage on it. Secondly, we are on the 18th year of increasing our dividend. I mean, there are not many companies that are doing that, and of course our yield is high today given that the share price is a little bit subdued, but I think that's what our shareholders should see, and the prospect of shareholders, both that the dividend has been super stable and growing, and then now we also continue to grow both operationally and financially. So I have high ambitions here, and I hope that every stakeholder is going to see that.
Certainly the debt load was something investors were keeping an eye on, and as you have made a lot of progress in terms of reducing that load, I do still wonder, you had come off an announcement of a massive acquisition. Do you see more potential acquisitions? If you're able to tap the capital markets or fund it otherwise, wondering what your inclination here is to do more to expand your reach through mergers and acquisitions.
So our strategy is pretty simple. We build one network, and we want as many profitable connections on top of it in any type of the segments of the market. Today we are the number one on wireless. We have a nationwide, so we already have it. So now it's just to continue to get leverage on broadband. We just acquired or in the process of acquiring Frontier. We have a great broadband offering. We're planning to address 100 million households with our broadband offering. So I think we're sitting really good with assets we have, and that's what I want to execute on. As a CEO, you can never say you're never going to do an acquisition, but clearly we have all the assets right now, and now we are in execution mode, and see that we leverage that.
All right, Hans, really appreciate your time. That is Hans Vestberg of Verizon.